Yo, this is KaeDee,
And this is David.
and we are the K&D Exchange, where we exchange music, and as a result, we exchange ideas, bridging the gap between old and new, with all original music produced by. Enjoy. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the K&D Exchange. We are on exchange number 23 of the series. I am your host, KaeDee, alongside my co-host, David. David, I'm not even going to ask you how you're doing, so we're just going to move it forward because, no, I'm joking. How are you doing?
Yeah, man, all good over here. All good.
I predicted that word for word.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not going to say like, oh, it's shit, because there's enough negativity in the world. So you know what I mean. I'm alive. My family are well. My friends are well.
It's good.
So it is all good. To be fair.
What more can you ask for?
Well, more money.
Yeah. Actually, since we're in the trap.
Exactly, but we will one day.
One day.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of which, thank you very much for everyone who has supported us thus far and has kept up with our fucking barrage of content. And for those who are new, brief recap of our formula. We exchange albums every week and we come in with two fresh perspectives. So one person is familiar with the album we discuss. That's the person who picked it. The other person has never heard it before and has been given a week to sit with it, listen to it, and give their thoughts. So, in an attempt to kind of bridge the gap. So, David, you picked an album for me last week. So, therefore, at the end of the episode, I picked an album for you this week. What album did I give for you to listen to?
You gave me Ari Lennox's album called Shea Butter Baby.
All right. Which was released. Fuck, that was loud. It was released May 7th. Was it May 7th? Yeah, May 7th, 2019.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't go back and check, but I can't remember if that was a Friday or not, because I have this weirdly distinct memory of my friend recommending this to me and me thinking, and them saying that it had just come out that day, yet it was a Tuesday or a weekday. Because I remember just being at work and being told about it and thinking, oh, why didn't it come out on a Friday? But I don't know if they just only heard about it that day, if that makes sense. I don't know why distinctly I feel like it dropped not on a Friday. But yeah, that's enough from me. What did you think?
It was a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday. Okay. Yeah, my memory wasn't fucking with me.
Yeah, man. Sick. Yeah, I just typed in like what was the date, and yeah, it was a Tuesday. So good memory, man.
Nice. Yeah, thought that was significant for some reason.
Yeah, man. Like this album. So it's kind of I went on a journey with it because like when I first listened to it, when you gave it, I was like, yeah, it's alright. Like it's alright. It's pleasant. It's nice. There's nothing offensive. No chances are taken.
Mm-hmm.
And then I listened to it again, and I was like, "Yeah, it's alright." Like I don't really care. like it's again, like it was kind of like it just wasn't really moving the dial for me like that much. And I was like, I must be missing something. So I chatted to a friend of the show, Chris. I was like, Chris, this is nice. Like she kind of reminds me of like Leela James, like a UK singer from back in the day, or my god, is it Keisha Cole? Like there's a kind of similar sort of vibe going on, and I'm like, right, okay, cool, like I can appreciate that.
Sure.
And then he said, yeah, but I mean, like, look at the influences, like just listen to the influences of it. And then on my third listen, that's when the magic happened, and it went from being an album into being something that by the time I get to song 12, I want two more songs. Like I want more.
Right.
And so this is the thing. Like I think the first half of the album, or I'll say the first four songs, they're good. But I
Okay.
think from song 5 onwards,
Yeah.
it's just awesome. Like the
Mm.
second half of the album is, well, the second 2/3 of the album
Yeah, yeah, the
is
2/3 of it, yeah.
so strong,
Mm.
so strong. And we'll get into it because I went, I think I went a bit ham on my notes. I've got pages of
Oh,
notes.
really? I wasn't expecting that, to be fair.
I did not think that I would. I don't know what it was. It's just maybe I just had to sit with it, and I'm glad I listened to
Yeah,
this early because like
yeah,
if I didn't give it that third listen, then I wouldn't. Then I'd be saying, "Oh, hang on a minute, like this is
yeah.
okay. This is very very pleasant music. It doesn't move me at all." Whereas now I'm like, okay, I do have a weird. There's something that I've been also wrestling with when it comes to this album.
Cool.
I can spot like there's like Motown influences and soul influences and hip hop and R and
Definitely.
B influences. Obviously, there's jazz influences. The thing is, I can see all of that,
Yeah.
but the overall feeling is like it's a nice album. It's like very summery, very late night kind of feel. Like it's kind of like a night like tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a hot night, and it's got that kind of
Yeah.
vibe to it.
Like a hot evening kind of
Yeah,
low
yeah.
sky kind of, it's not blazing sunshine
Nah,
necessarily.
sun setting, like
Sunsetting.
the sky's orange.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Although it does also, I think it does also work on the other end, but it does. I know what you're trying, I know what you mean. It's like, I can imagine, maybe it's just because it is that right now. So
could
when I
be.
hear the music in my head, I'm like, yeah, it just fits
Yeah,
perfect, even in my head.
definitely, man. One thing that I would say though is I find that a lot of the themes and a lot of the what she sings about, I
Yeah.
find it's very, very surface level.
Okay.
There's not a lot of soul in it, despite the influences. I the thing is, right, that sounds overly harsh, but by the time
Yeah.
we get to the end, I'm hoping people will understand where I'm coming from with it.
Okay.
It
Sure.
it's listen, technically awesome. These songs must have been played by a band live in the studio.
Mm,
Had to have been because
mm.
there's a couple of bass lines later on where I'm like, you ain't. No one's programming that. You
Yeah, no one's
gotta
playing
play
that
it.
on the keyboard.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You gotta play it, and you can hear it.
yeah.
And I'm like, but I could be completely wrong.
But
But
it does have that actually, because like some of the beat, like when I think of them as, if I think of them as beats, in the typical sense of there's a beat and she sang over it. Some of them have these elements of, um, like I would refer to them as off kilter, but they're not
yeah,
necessarily off kilter. They're not overly quantized, and maybe that is because of the live element. Because I really like the drum work on here and the kind of sonic sound of the music. Um, and I gave this to you for a reason, because uh, sometimes when you mention like modern R&B, sometimes this is the album that comes to my head where I think, okay, I need to show this to David, right? Because it doesn't all sound like what I think you think it all sounds like, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
Because at the end of last episode, I said I reckon I've got a good idea what it sounds like,
you're right.
and I was pretty I was pretty spot on, to be fair, because it
Mm,
doesn't. It plays with like timings on like one song. We'll get
sure,
to it later on, but
sure,
it largely stays in its lane, and the
Oh
chances
yeah,
that it takes, there aren't really any. Like a lot of it is quite like there's some bits of it that's so sort of homagey, which it ain't a problem. Like it's absolutely
no,
fine.
not at all.
I think it's like you respect the art form, you
Yeah,
know. And I know it's sort of like cliche to bring up his name, but like somebody like Bruno Mars, like I know that people will say he's a bit of a culture vulture, and it quite clearly like he looks like he is. But the thing is, when he turns around and says, "Yeah, but I'm influenced by Soul
yeah,
Train and Michael Jackson and this and that," like of course, like I'm just paying it back, sort of thing. And
yeah,
I kind of feel for him in that sense. Everyone wants something new, but it's like, well, hang on a minute, we're all a product of something, and that's the same with Ari Lennox
yeah.
here. You can definitely tell that she's got a lot of respect for the art form, and the care in which this album, I mean, the producer has produced, it's damn near like a masterpiece of an album. I think
I
it's
agree.
damn near, apart from the first 4 songs. But the thing is, the first 4 songs aren't bad. Like I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
It's
sure,
just that there is a distinct, honestly, from song 5 onwards, I find that there's a distinct, like it's sort of, it gets a bit more brave with how the
It
music,
gets into its kind of groove a bit more.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna jump in. First song,
Sure.
Chicago Boy. Chicago Boy. So I was like, oh, it's nice. A little bit of xylophone, a little bit of trumpet in there, a little bit of harp. I was like, yeah, it feels. Do you know what it is? Like, it's also got this like Isley Brothers feel. Like,
Yeah.
with the guitar, it does this like, is it called staccato strumming? Like Spanish, basically strumming, and then it goes into like single bending notes, and it's very much like Isley Brothers, like oh my gosh, like pick any of their songs, like you'll always have that sort of wailing guitar, especially with the wah pedal.
Okay. Yeah.
You can, it really, like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, all right, fine, I'm sort of home in the soul of the music.
Right. Yeah.
And like I like the sort of like humanizing, I like the kind of humanizing themes of it. She's saying, you know, I wasn't looking my best. And you still looked at me, sort of thing. And you know, now I got a plane to catch, but you know, we can smash or you can go. Like, it doesn't make any difference to me. And there's quite a lot of this is a recurring theme. Like, basically, she's a very, very strong-minded individual person, comfortable in her own body, and I think it's fantastic to listen to. Like, I think it's genuinely a really positive album to listen to. You know, you want to talk about sort of like good female, like, you know, sort of like role models and things like that, and and commentators as well. Move over, KaeDee B, with your WAP and all that. Like, listen to this lady. Like, you know what I mean? It's alright though. This one, I mean, like, you know, she's just storytelling and just wants she wants a bit of the D.
She's setting the scene. You know,
she's setting. That's it. That's it. I mean, track 2, BMO. I was thinking, what was I thinking? Like, bitch, move over. I was like, yeah, man, this is gonna be like a, and then it wasn't, was it?
Nah,
it kind of feels like
sexual one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's got like early to mid 2000s vibe. Like, I mean, just.
Do you recognize the sample? Because I've heard that sample before, but in hip hop songs, but I don't know where it's from originally. I don't know if you've heard that before.
I've got no idea where that's come from, but I know what you mean. It was driving me mad. Like, I feel like I've heard that. I don't know where.
It's a commonly used sample, I'm pretty sure, and because like I noticed it as soon as it came on. It's just one of those things I just haven't been bothered to look up. Like, I don't care enough to look up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I mean, like it's kind of like typical sort of like delivery. It's just, it's so like, it's an R&B song, like, unashamedly, right? So it's just kind of follows the same beats as normal R&B, right? But I do like the sort of, even this is kind of like, you know, maybe taking a little bit of a chance, but it's still super safe. But I like the beat change when she sings "The Body's on Fire." Like, it's just like they just hit the bass drum like 4 times, and it's just like, yeah, I like things like that. This is why I also like guys like producers like Ninth Wonder, because they play, like, especially with the bass pedal, they play so well with it, and so I'm a massive fan of it. But yeah, man, BMO stands for Break Me Off. So she basically wants a little piece, which is all good. You know, I've written a note here, like, it's very, very typical R&B, but it's not a bad thing. You know, the vocals, the beat composition, it's just meh. It's all right. Like, but the thing is, like, as I'm going through the songs, I'm remembering them. So which is weird, because we haven't had like that much.
So I mean, maybe works in its favor a little bit, you know.
That's exactly it. This is the thing. Like, these are memorable songs. Broke. Ain't we all? I didn't know that. Track 3 it's all right. I thought, like, I didn't know that there were any features on this album, so I just put it on.
Okay.
And the first time, and I was like, wait, Anderson .Paak is rapping on this. I really like it. And
Anderson
I looked,
Paak.
and I was just like, hang on a minute, it doesn't sound like him anymore. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, this guy, he's right, he's cool. Like,
Jid is fucking sick. Like,
yeah,
this is not an example of, like, this is good. I mean, obviously he fits this song, but
definitely.
I don't know if you've ever heard a full project of his or heard him in a cypher or in other, like, a rap feature.
I've heard him in a cypher. I can't remember which one, but he stole the show for me.
This guy goes off, man.
Yeah, he's wicked, and I thought that he really, really fitted in this song, and really sort of showcased like just his ability. Really, I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. So that was one where I was like, okay, cool. So I'm now gonna have to download his stuff as well as Ari Lennox's other stuff, which I haven't got around to listening to yet.
David, one sec.
Oh no,
it's happened.
It's happened.
Hello?
He's doing it on mic.
Yeah, I'm good.
This is staying in, listeners.
I'm kind of in the middle of recording. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, wow. He's blowing off his missus.
Bye.
You get 10 plus man points for that, boy. Wow.
Bruv, I make the... Yeah, no, that's a fucking lie. But...
we all know that's a lie. Yo, this is staying in. This is gold.
Yeah. No, she did say as I predicted. Oh shit, I forgot. And then she said it's okay. So I'm gonna take that literally, which you probably shouldn't. But
it's like lady speak, isn't it? Sometimes, like,
yeah.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. And then you're like, no, you're not.
Yeah, you're not.
I don't know.
I'm fine, KaeDee. It's like, bruv, you just said my name as well.
Yeah.
That's like another little slit on the wrist.
My goodness. Yeah. So, I don't know if I want to pull this plaster off just yet. So I'm going to go in the other room and...
But then sometimes that's not a good thing to do either, because then it's like, well, why did you just leave me alone? Why didn't you try and help?
Because I'm not psychic. Like, I can do a lot of things, but I can't read your mind. Okay.
Yeah. It's like running into a brick wall and then waiting for them to like be like, oh no, the door's open when they decide.
Do you know what though? Like the funny thing is when the shoe's on the other foot, and you're like sort of like hacked off at them, they're just like, don't be such a baby. You're not even a man about it.
Oh mate, and you're like, every time. And you're like, and it's like I'm getting irritated by the fact that you're getting irritated. I'm like, what?
That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, just like so you're expected to get over it.
Yeah, and now it's gone back to them. Now it's like, oh shit. Now she's irritated, and now we're back at square one.
Yeah. Now I feel bad for you.
Now I feel bad for you.
But I'm the one with the hump. I've got the hump. Like,
yeah, and suddenly you forget like what you were upset about, and then it doesn't get
doesn't get addressed. And then you add it. Oh, you wait. Like fatherhood is it's a fantastic example of this. It just gets filed away in the pit of hate that will never be. It will never be uncovered. Okay. It only resides in you. Like, trust me, as a dad, I'm bottom of the food chain. Okay, the kid comes first, then Anna, my wife is second. I am
fifth. Whoever else, something else is in between.
Yeah, her parents, and then me. Oh, she's got two brothers as well. So I'm like,
so you're eighth now, or whatever it is.
No, but it ain't. Yeah. It ain't that bad.
No, it's not that cut and dry. Yeah.
Nah, but man, it's not. It's not that bad. Still third.
Women do have superpowers though, like crazy mental superpowers in the way that they can. That all these things we just described happen. Like how, you get into a bad mood or irritated by something. Suddenly it turns into they can suck that energy out of you and just be like, well, no, I'm the one who's upset now. Yeah. So fucking deal with that. And it's like, this is punishment for you being upset in the first place and irritated.
Exactly. And nothing gets resolved. Like, and like on the flip side of the coin though, I know for a fact, I am a pain in the ass. I know it. Yeah. Like I know I'm a real pain in the ass. Like I forget loads of stuff. For example,
mate.
you know, my missus is like, how can you forget that? I'm just like, because it goes in and it literally goes out. Like
I have to explain that too. Yeah.
I don't understand like all of the minutia of like adult living in this 21st century. And I'm like, is anybody, like, I always ask myself, is anybody going to die if I don't do it? No.
Right. Yeah.
It's not that important, but the thing is,
it's not like, a catastrophe.
But the thing is, I mean, it is like to be consistent. And that's something that, you know, 2021, like I've been really trying to be that. And I do know that it's a pain in the ass, but it's also a work in progress. Like at least, you know, I mean, we try and improve. But
I can say definitely if you're not improving, if you're not trying to improve at least, then you're just a waste man. And you probably shouldn't be in a relationship to begin with. But you know, because it goes both ways. You learn from each other. But yeah, I've been there too. And mate, my my partner, when she started speaking to some of her other like female colleagues at work about their partners, she realized that they said similar things about their partners. I didn't realize this whole time she'd been going off of this basis that I am the unique one and that it's just a KaeDee thing, that he is just inept. He can't do this. He forgets this. And why does you not bother with this? And how do you not see that thing that you need to pick up and put in the bin or put somewhere else or put away, whatever, right? And then some of her like female colleagues who have partners, like some of them for over like 10, 15 years are like, yeah, my husband does that still to this day. They're so irritating. They do this, they do that. And she's like, oh. So it's not just a KaeDee thing.
Yeah. And like maybe you can, you know, find it in your heart to forgive me just a little bit, not like fully.
Oh, mate,
me.
David, that's going way too far.
That is going far too far.
No,
I mean, like, no, but this. Do you know what we need? We need like a lady on this podcast to just rip us a new one, basically, because it just sounds like two idiots going off at ladies. We love you, ladies. It's not.
Oh, mate, I as much as I might say this stuff, I can't live without them. 100%.
100%.
I'd be worse off without all that, you know, kind of in my ear telling me, why didn't you? I've become a better person as a result. So, you know, I can't say shit.
I just love being reminded, like, constantly of stuff that I haven't done. I need that in my life.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm not going to remind myself.
Yeah. Why haven't you done this? Because it's boring. That's why I haven't done it.
That's literally it. I don't want to.
I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's
the script has been flipped though in my house because her work is way more intense. Sure. So as a result, and I've just become a different person over time. I actually, weirdly, it's been on the other foot recently. I've now started to think, rah, see, you didn't see that and pick that up and put it in the sink? Or rah, so, okay, you're just going to leave that there? You're just going to leave that in the living room like that?
This is it.
I catch myself doing that and I'm like, yes, sick. But then the next step is, okay, how do I bring this up? Because I'm not trained in the ways of kind of the way they do it.
No, you can't do subterfuge in the way that a lady can. Like, they're just operating on a different sort of what's the word? Like, they're on a different
quantum level.
Well, they're on a Wi-Fi, and we're still using like actual cable broadband.
We've still got a cable.
Yes, we've still got a cable. That's
if someone uses the phone, we're fucked. Like we can't.
We're done. We're done at it. We can't think like them because. Because I used to have this mate like years and years ago, right? And so we used to play this game Alien versus Predator when it first came out, like at the end of the 90s. Flipping loved it. But when you played as the Predator, like he could do like different like vision modes, so he could see normally, then he could do like the heat vision mode, and then he could do like infrared, I think it was, and then you could see the aliens more. No, wait, heat vision is infrared. That's fine.
Yeah. Is it?
I can't remember. There's one more anyway, but it was called. I think it had a name. Yeah, that was it. It was called Pred Tech, right? So he could flip his visions. Yeah. But then, So, my mate, he had a way with words, and he used to say, like, "Oh my God, look at all those girls over there!" Like they were all mates of ours anyway, and like, look at the way that they're talking. They're all leaning in, they're huddling in. It's like murder of crows, like on the ground though, like just sitting in a huddle. He's just like they're in femtech mode, mate. They don't see
Yeah.
they don't see us anymore, like, and I've always carried that with me because ladies operate on a different. They're on a different scale to us. It's simpleton men.
Yeah, I genuinely just feel like a very simple little child slash monkey slash whatever who just
Man
has
child.
one. Yeah. I have one thing in my head at one time, and I do that, and then it's like I've been told that I'm wrong for doing that, and I need to have 5 or 6 different things going at once and all neatly organized in my head and do them all simultaneously. Right now, I'm exaggerating, but in comparison, that's what it feels like. It literally feels like I'm just stumbling around my house thinking I'm doing the right thing. Actually, the only reason that I've survived this long is because my mom has actually helped get rid of all the obstacles in my path and make sure this house is habitable and made dinner and stuff like that my whole life. And now with my partner, I think I'm doing, like, I've got better. I think I'm doing what I need to be doing.
It's not good enough though.
Not realizing that there's a whole like set of levels up I just have, and I'm there really proud of myself. It's fucking
all right.
levels I have not reached.
It's all right. Like, don't worry about it. I read somewhere that like what it was like a fitness thing, and it said what your workout one day will become your warm up or something like that, right? Something motivating.
Right, yeah.
A picture of Goku, right? So I could just imagine you now, like you're struggling around, and one day you'll just be like, yeah, man, I got this on lock. Like, it's fine. It's one of those things, man. It does get easier with time. Like,
100%. Yeah,
I'm getting there. Like, I must admit, like,
yeah, I do full fucking clean. Like, I'll like clean my entire house top to bottom. Do you know what this next level? I do it without being asked. Like, I'm very proud of myself for that.
Oh mate, that's basic level though. That's
yeah. I'm sure for you maybe that's basic level, but for me, like, it's not even like initiated from
that's
her.
Cool. Yeah.
It's like I see the house now. It's like I have the scan now in place where I'm like,
sure.
You know what? Nah, this needs to change.
Do you know what it is though, bro? Like, this is how ladies are on a totally different level. Like, this is Inception level shit. They've implanted the idea in your head.
That's what it is. Because if she wasn't about, I wonder.
Exactly. I actually, like, on a pretty much a daily, I'm always like, what would I be like without my wife? Like,
I think that too. Yeah.
I can't. This is the thing, and I haven't actually told her this, but I'll say it on the podcast first.
I haven't said it either.
But I'm like, I can't live without her, like, at all. Like, obviously, love and all of that, love and all that rubbish. But like, she's, you know what I mean? She's basically like The Rock. And it's like,
right, yeah.
Not The Rock, not Dwayne The Rock Johnson, like my Rock.
Like, yeah. She looks like The Rock.
She's bald. She has a massive bicep. She's got massive biceps. She's ripped. No,
that's why you haven't said this to her, but yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She just pulled my head off. Like, when you get like 2 Maltesers stuck together, you just pull them apart. That's what she did to me, man. Like, don't worry about that. But like, no, man, she's I always wonder. I'm like, what would I be like without her? I'd probably be a hot mess, to be honest. So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ladies,
I'd like to give myself more credit, but then again,
don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't get big-headed, because like, I tell you one thing, like, arrogance or thinking that you've got it on lock it's like being a dad to a young kid. Like, in the first 3 months, you think you've got it nailed one week, the week after everything's changed. And that's the same, I think, with relationships. Like, it's all a fluid situation. It's always evolving. When you think you've got everything on lock, there'll be something else, and you're like, I've got to evolve again. Like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I've got to evolve again. Yeah.
Let me just be. Like, can I just, you know what I mean? Like, can I just sit here, play my guitar, play a bit of FIFA, maybe? I mean, I'm not on the PlayStation all the time. I barely even play it. Like, let me,
same.
give me an hour. Like, just let me mindlessly
Just
control
let me be.
Just let me do that. But no, we got things to do. And but it's fine, man. Like, productivity is, it's all right, man. It is good. It is good.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we are on Up Late. So I can't even remember how that whole thing started.
Before we even get there. So one note that I made. So this is with 3 tracks in, like, to bring it all back. And one thing that I've noticed already that I really appreciate about Ari Lennox is that she doesn't oversing. She it's just very, very genuine and very, very like, I just want to sing over nice songs and tell you about my day, sort of thing. And I think that it's really cool. She's not like
perfect.
Like I know Beyonce can sing. She's obviously a very good singer, but she can oversing, right?
Yeah.
Same with Mariah Carey. Like, they oversing. Like, we know you can sing. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, it's like all the X Factor contestants. They always have to fill it, like, give in that kind of that one thing that they do every performance to show, look, I can really, really sing. Do you know what I mean? They always go for the high note at some point.
Oh man, yeah. The high C note that only like Leona Lewis and Mariah Carey can pull off.
Yeah,
and Minnie Riperton, they always go for that. I think Beyonce hit that as well on a tune called "Cater to You."
Yeah,
it's literally the best note she's ever sung. Like, I can still remember it because like, my mum hates Beyonce, but she was like,
really?
that girl can sing on that song, and I was like, yeah, it's a good song. Oh, Destiny's Child, man. Them times were simples.
Mate, if you sit in, like, I had to go up to Durham to get my brother from uni, and my brother I went with to get my youngest brother. He's massively into R&B. He's a singer himself, and he's massively into singing. And so we'll listen. I just let him kind of DJ, and he would play these songs, and he would break down to me what the singer was doing and why certain bits were so great. And like Joe, the singer,
of course,
yeah, he was breaking down like the notes that he did at certain parts. Like, there's a song called all the things your man won't do, like the things. It's a great song, right?
Old school.
Yeah, and my brother was breaking down like, oh, listen to this part in the background, the way he sings this one particular part, he does it like this, and the way they do it like that, and it's not over singing, it's all very natural, and you can even hear him like sing the note and then laugh at the end, almost like kind of I did that. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just really in the pocket having fun. It's different to like over singing, where you have some like amateur singers who add like flair and flex to every single line, every single note. You can kind of tell, and it comes off a little bit cringe. Like, okay, it's like, I'm showing you I can sing. I am a singer, as opposed to us just hearing it and believing it and feeling it.
Exactly. I mean, like, another artist that I think we should give special mention to is like Mary J. She isn't the world's best singer at all. She comes up and she sings, I believe, every single word, every time. Like, she's got just this salt of the earth kind of rawness and huskiness to her, and you're just like, yeah, I believe you. And she doesn't. She can oversing at times and over embellish. She's American, you know what I mean? But
it is what it is. Yeah,
it hand in hand, really, isn't it? But yeah, that's fine. But I just find that there's beauty in simplicity, and I think 100%. That, especially so with 3 songs in, and I'm like, right, I'm picking this up already. Like, I don't need her to. I don't need Ari Lennox to really do much more than just be.
For sure.
And also, like, so it's my first sort of album listening to her. I feel like I've got a good grasp of a big chunk of her personality already.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
But yeah, all right. Track number 4, Up Late.
Up Late.
I put so this song has elements in it which I really, really like. So, saxophone. Yeah, I don't know anybody that dislikes the saxophone, and if they do,
suck your mum.
Wow, well, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, well, we can say that. I was going to say that they're not very smart people, but yeah, suck your mum works. Suck your mum. And I love the constant twinkling of the keys, like in amongst like the chords of like the guitar, and it's just yeah. It's got a nice late vibe to it, and
Yeah,
this
late
song
vibe.
especially reminds me the most of D'Angelo. It's got that kind of neo soul flavor.
Yeah, it's
It's
kind of
not
slowish and sexual.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's something that we'll
I mean,
sum
that's
up
been
at the end.
established like
I mean,
already,
straight
innit?
up. It's not even. I was going to say that it was like with D'Angelo, like the sort of sexuality is kind of latent. It's like an
Yeah.
undertone of it. Um,
She's
but
very on kind of like she
in this,
expresses it out loud.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
she's
But not in a
basically
jarring way though, which I
no,
like. Yeah.
no. It's almost like though she's. I don't know. So for me, like as a whole, this album I think is very, very empowering to women. I think it's a hugely
Yeah.
positive album. Um, it's not like again, like I always bring up KaeDee B, but it's not like KaeDee B like sitting on my face. Like, do you know what I mean? With her music,
Right.
it's not like that. It's not as crass. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this, like, especially, like, I really, really like it. This song as well, like Up Late, like it's soul influence. You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Um, track 5, Shea Butter Baby. It's moody tune.
Banger.
So right, maybe it's track 6 to 12 then, because on this one, right, I heard so for the first time again, didn't know any of the features, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
who is singing? Who is it? And it was driving me mad because I know the voice, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is singing? And then he's sort of doing like he reminds me of like Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like that's the only way that I could sort of bridge the sort of gap with this song. And I was like, okay, I understand what's going on. Then he started then he sang, and then he did the triplicate flow thing.
Yeah.
Those all them dudes. And I was like, this is J. Cole, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's singing, and then I had to back it up and listen to it again and be like, all right, cool. And this song, it grew. I mean, like it's this song especially, like it's like driving alone when the sun is setting in the middle of June, like
Yeah. Right.
just before the summer solstice, like when the days are at their longest, kind of thing.
Sure.
I mean, J. Cole, he does really well on this one. I'm not a fan of rappers really singing. Especially when I don't really feel that they're good enough to do it. But like, hey, Royce could do it. J. Cole could do it. Like, you know what I mean? So I can 100%. Definitely accept it. I don't really mind the backing vocals at all. And it's just a good tune. It's moody though. It's like a nice sort of it's like a nice album divider. It's like hi, I'm Ari Lennox. Hi, I'm Ari Lennox. I'm into sex. I'm into doing my own thing. I like to be up late. Boom, Shea Butter Baby, latent sexual energy, like straight in your face. It's a moody tune. And then the album switches for me from this point. So Speak to Me, you can hear like the jazz and R&B influence in it. It's got a hip hop beat, basically. It's got a nice fusion. And this song sticks in my head like one of the most. The bass line, especially in the second chorus, whoever is playing those notes, like it does like a nice descending like 3-chord like dissension on the notes, and then like does like this nice little plinky plonky stuff like high up the neck. Oh, honestly, I was just sitting there just like, right, okay, cool. And then I actually went into the loft, got my bass down because I got my guitar down here.
Sure.
But I got my bass down and I was like, right, let me learn that real quick.
Nice.
Had to. So I was obsessed with that little bit. This has to be played live. Like none of this producer shit. It's got to be. And also like how I know that it's played live as well is like I'm a sucker for drums, especially like the ride and the hi-hat. Like when they're played concurrently, there's just something about it which just I love it, right? Sure. And it happens at the end of this song, and I was like, yeah, this is live music. This is good. It is, flipping brilliant. Right. Track 7, New Apartment. I think this may be my favorite track of the album.
Yeah, nice.
It reminds me of cool 80s music. There's a weird so it's the bass line that does it for me. It's kind of got like the 80s had this kind of like dual tone like bass. Like it had this kind of it's not wah, but I can't think of the effect. It's got sub bass.
I know exactly what
and it's
I
can
it's
hear
got a
it.
higher part to it.
Definitely. It's definitely dual tone, and I'm like, okay, cool. I like it a lot. I mean, it's just again, this I think is the sort of epitome of female empowerment. Like it's very much like I've got my place, respect it or fuck off.
Yeah,
and I like that. I like that sentiment a lot. It's just something to be proud of. Like it's a big deal. Like sing about it. It's great.
It's very real, isn't it? Like some of the stuff she just talks about. It's very like, I've just got a new apartment. I'm gonna do this and do that and walk around naked and all this sort of shit. Like I'm just gonna do what I want. And yeah, it just really embodies that kind of vibe. Like,
man.
You know, it's a big deal, and she just wrote a song about it, and it just feels great. You can really feel it. Like I was visualizing what her apartment might look like.
So was I.
Yeah, it's very unrealistic though. Like, because it didn't actually. When I really think about it, doesn't actually look like an apartment in my head. When I actually dive into the details, you know, like when you have a dream and the dream tells you this is an apartment, and then you wake up and you're like, that looks nothing like an apartment.
That was a yacht.
Yeah, right. It's like that. But the fact that she makes me really visualize something very clear, and a lot of it was to do with sunlight. So there was a lot of like glass windows and like big glass, like big windows and stuff, and windows like skylight. Is that what it's called? Like a skylight when it's the window at the top of the roof?
Yeah.
Like a sloped roof and a certain color scheme and stuff like that. Her actual apartment might look nothing like that, but it's just whatever. My mind was creating something that would just let as many rays of sunlight in as possible, because that's what the music was kind of dictating.
Wouldn't it be weird if by some sort of, I don't know, quantum like effect, that the emotion and like the picture of her apartment that she has in her head, what if it permeated through her music into our consciousness, where we're actually able to go, okay, cool, like we're actually there with you. Like, could you imagine?
That is mad. If that stuff works like that, which I wouldn't be surprised at this stage if it had the capability to, then, and let's say we could, like, we're just not tuned into it and we could tap into that. That would be fucking crazy, wouldn't it? That sounds so intuitive, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. I think that's the thing. That's why we feel like maybe like, I don't know if there is a scientific study into the quantum realities of actual music, you know, and the relationship between the consumer stroke listener and the artist and the music in the middle. You know, it's something that I just thought of, and I think that's
that'd be crazy. That'd be so really cool, wouldn't it?
Cool idea. Yeah. I mean, definitely,
like really fully actually putting someone in the place. You know, I mean, I get it. Like, you want people to maybe interpret it through their own kind of personality, but maybe that's still what's happening. You know, it's still like, I'm actually just giving you the vibe of it. You don't need to know what's like wall to wall.
That's it. Yeah, I'm
giving you the feeling.
As long
as you get the vibe. Yeah, as long as you get the feeling, that's the most important thing. Because that's what I feel when it comes to making music. Sometimes it's like, there's a feeling I'm trying to get across, a vibe I'm trying to get across. And I always hope people, even if they haven't had the same experience as me, you know, I've had it before where people say to me, yeah, that song made me feel really nostalgic. I'm thinking, right, okay, I was feeling really nostalgic when I wrote that. And yet you haven't had the same experiences as me.
There you go.
So something in there is making you feel nostalgic. And it's one of those things that's a bit intangible. You can't really describe how that happens because it's to do with vibes and feelings and stuff.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's that's a really cool idea. It's almost like a virtual reality, but someone's doing it through music, through the whole all that quantum shit, which is just mad to begin with. But
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Track 8, FaceTime. Very, very warm song.
Oh yeah.
And the bass again, like it's dual tone, but in a different way. Like it's kind of like the tones are closer together. You can definitely hear like higher and lower. There's no mid in this bass, and it's like it brings real depth. It's got like I think the effect is like phaser, like on the pianos as well, that happens, and it just adds like this sort of fantastical layer to the song. I I just put like it's very late night feel in this album. I love it. Pop. So I just put Spanish guitar, staple of R&B in it. At least it's better than WAP. That's all I put. I mean, it was all
change
right.
of pace, though, isn't it? Like it's the song I forget about the most.
Definitely, I don't. It's weird because I don't care about it. Like the guitar doesn't grab me. I'm a bit of a stickler for like, especially like on like acoustic. Like it's especially when you try and make it like, I don't know. Especially when it's an ode to R&B. It's got to be something that I like really vibe with, for me to love just the acoustic and the vocal. For example, I mean, I know it was done posthumously, and we've spoken about it a couple of weeks ago, or maybe, I don't know how many episodes ago, but like Thug's Mansion, Tupac.
Yeah.
One of the best uses of two acoustic guitars that I think I've ever heard in hip hop or, slash R&B. To this day, I love it.
Yeah. 100%.
This doesn't, unfortunately, pop doesn't really, it doesn't pop. Track 10, I've been smoking Purple Haze to forget about you. I was like, I'm in.
Haven't we all?
Yeah. I totally wish, mate, any listener want to set me as a splee, it'd be well good. It's been so long.
It'll be a week late.
Huh?
It'll be a week late.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? As long as I get it.
Better than never.
Better than never, exactly. I like this song. Like the keys are just on point. I love the trumpet at the end, and I think that when she's talking towards the end of the song, it basically encapsulates what the album's all about. It's no nonsense. Be sort of proud who you are, proud of your accomplishments. Like I've done shit. Like, and it's not braggadocio. It's very much like I've done shit. Like, so can you, but the so can you is inferred. Like it's not explicitly told to you. It's kind of like, I find it quite an uplifting sort of end to this song. Track 11 is Whipped Cream, and it sounds like a nod to 70s soul. The walking drums are okay, but the thing is, I prefer this song. I think would bang with a different drum pattern.
Okay, that's interesting.
I like everything but the drums. I love everything, but I don't love the drums. I think they're passable here. But I'm like, this song needed like some kind of cool flipping something cool.
Like something cool,
something different. But the thing is, I kind of get why this kind of vibe was done towards the end of the album. It's you're winding down sort of thing. You don't want anything too mad or anything. I get that. But it's like the composition of the song though, it's so full, but it's also it's really hard to sort of describe. Like it's so full, but it leaves enough room for you to kind of like walk around in. Like the guitar is just doing chords. You've got two guitars. Sorry, one is doing chords, and that was in my left ear. Then you got another guitar on the right, like just doing this like picking, like just this constant picking throughout the song. Then you got the keys that are twinkling, like sort of like in the middle of the sound realm, and then the bass just underlines the whole thing, and it's like this perfect balance of music, and then you got the drums underneath the bass, and you're like, right, okay, if the drums, mate, it was such a missed opportunity. I think this song could have been not just great, but like freaking legendary. It's still a good song. Like it's just my bugbear.
Did you get someone to remix it or remake it, and you dictate the drum pattern to them?
Yeah, mate. Do you know what? It would take a drummer to just give me your spin. that's fair. It. But yeah, man, the guitars and the keys just dovetail so well. It's so nice. It's well done. It's so well put together.
For sure.
And this is where I get really, really pissed off. All right. So this is song 12 called Static. and the drum pattern's different. I'm like, oh, is it a 3/4 beat? I wonder, because
Okay.
it's slightly off, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I love the weird timing. It kind of reminds me. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. Like, I think they're a duo, but they're called Kindred, the Family Soul. Don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Never heard of it.
They do really, really sort of smooth like R&B and stuff. This is about 20 years ago. My stepdad's he was huge into them. He got me into them, and
Right.
they're from America, and it's really got their kind of flow in there because it's soul, it's jazz, it's but it also has like really weird timings on songs and stuff like that. Like it really plays around with genre, and
Right.
I really appreciated this last song. And I've actually written like I actually didn't want this album to end. Like this is why I get pissed off because I'm like I need more. I need like one or two songs more. Like cut me off a piece.
Interesting.
Like,
Okay.
come on, because normally like I think 12 or 13 songs on an album is the magic point, and I think this album encapsulates that. I think it encapsulates it
100%.
perfectly. When you're getting like albums that are like 17, 18, 19 songs, it better be good. It better be good.
There better be a reason for all those songs as well.
So I've been listening to the Book of Ryan like on repeat for the past couple of days. That album is long, and it's broken up into it's a really smart album. And I can't say like not every song like absolutely bangs, but I understand the length of it because it's such an honest piece of work that I cannot.
There's like a reason for every song on there.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and that like when he talks about like the dreams and stuff like that he has, and I mean it's real connecting material.
It's a real
right?
masterpiece, man. That album deserves to be that long.
I agree.
Lupe's Drogas Wave, I think Wave, Drogas Wave. 24, 25 songs long. The longest album I've ever listened to. It's like if I listen to that album, if I want to listen to that whole album, I'm dedicating the day to it. So it's like, when I stop, it's like, okay, a bit later, I'm going to just pick back where I left off. I used to do that sometimes at work when it first came out because I just loved that album so much. And I was so surprised that 24, 25 songs or however long it was, that I wasn't like just picking songs out. It was like fully shit. I want to listen to the whole thing. But people like Lupe and Royce, they're on a different level.
Lupe Fiasco probably did two of my favorite albums, in like the from 2000 to 2010, like Food and Liquor and The Cool were on repeat as soon as they came out.
100%, man. 100%.
You know what I mean? Lupe he's a master. But yeah, man, Royce. But like, we've done Skin Dread last week. We did Capital Punishment, by Big Pun, early doors. So they're really, really sort of, I would say, like long albums. We did Pop Smoke as well. That's a long ass album, and it's like
Eminem, as well.
Yeah, and it's like you could do with doing what Ari Lennox has done, maybe,
right? Yeah,
12 bangers, 12 good tunes, that really let a newbie like myself get to know a singer. I mean, the honesty of it, like her voice, like it's very, very proudly sexualized, independent kind of awesome album. Like this is awesome. I'm not picking a top 5 because from song, do you know what? Can I pick a top 5?
You've got to pick a top 5.
Oh, bro, like the thing. Okay. Okay, Speak to Me, New Apartment, FaceTime. That's 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shea Butter Baby and Static. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. This album gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I was going to give it, if I didn't listen to it the third time, and then consequently like the 4th, 5th, 6th, like, if I didn't listen to it the third time, I would have given it, I'd have been like 6.5. I think, but it's as far as albums go, it's what 85% perfect. I think for what
Yeah,
it is. I think it's
100%.
I think it's the beginning that lets it down, and I don't know. The thing is that it's not bad songs, but I just don't know what it is. It's just
It's probably
something happened.
is it in comparison to the rest of the album?
I think so. The rest of the album sticks in my head from Shea
Sure.
Butter Baby onwards. I'm
Yeah.
really immersed in it,
Sure. Yeah.
feeling, and I get like a lot more of the sense of like different influences and playing with genres and stuff. Um, and another thing about this album is I like how subtle it is. Like none of it's
Right.
particularly in your face. Like
Sure.
even with what she's singing about and stuff, it's not like you wouldn't if you put this on at the in the background of like I don't know a family barbecue or dinner or whatever. They're not
Yeah.
listening to. It's so funny
I get
because
that. Yeah.
it could just blend nicely into the background. But
Sure.
you've got
Yeah.
plenty to when you're dedicating your time and your energy to listen to it. You've got plenty of stuff to.
To chew on. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
it's a. Oh, this album's thick, man. I like it.
Like
I like it. I like it a
Ari.
lot. Yeah, is she thick? Like I've only seen her
I think she's thick.
the
Yeah.
album
Yeah.
cover.
I follow her on Instagram.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. She thick. So
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I love this album as
Yeah, it's
well.
good.
It's
It's good.
so well put together, and I'm usually what's the word? Not suspicious. What's the word? Like
Coy.
no, it's like when it comes to R&B albums, I'm usually going
Don't be another Jill Scott.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what the word is. There is a word for like I go in not skeptical. I go in kind of thinking, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like it as a whole.
Guarded.
Yeah, it's like I'm just gonna pick out a few songs because sometimes I find R&B albums to be a bit formulaic or they're a bit.
Yeah.
It's like they have to put in the slow song, they have to put in the ballad song, they have to put in this song and that song, and it can get a bit kind of after a while.
And then they got to do the Ray J gymnastics.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Ray J. It ain't that dude. He's so annoying.
But but this album really surprised me. So my mate recommended it to me, and I remember I had like recently at that point moved to the workplace where we met. You weren't there yet, so this was like 2019 summer.
My condolences.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was very, very. It was traumatic. Like really hot. It was traumatic, part traumatic, but part like sunshine, like sunny summertime sunshine vibes. Like it was just beautiful weather outside, and every lunchtime without fail going out to the park and having my lunch there and whatever else. And I remember my mate recommended this album, and she was like, it's so soulful, it's so good. And funnily enough, Shea Butter Baby was on the Creed 2 soundtrack, which had come out.
That's why I know it.
Yeah, it had come out a few months before.
Oh, mate. Okay. Yeah.
That's and I was when that came out, I was at my previous workplace.
Sure.
I think I moved to my other workplace around end of April, I think.
Sure.
Or mid-April. And I remember I knew Ari, I don't know how to say her name, Ari Lennox. Yeah, Ari Lennox, whatever.
Fucking Ari.
Miss Lennox from I knew her from before as well because she's been part of Dreamville, which is J. Cole's label. And so I'd heard her on features and stuff. And so then when it was like, oh, she's actually got an album out. What was funny is that my mate had said to me, she'd heard Shea Butter Baby, and she was like, yeah, I'm not really a fan of her voice. I don't really like it. I thought she would like that song when she heard it on the Creed 2 soundtrack. And then it was funny that she recommended this album to me. And I was like, I thought you didn't like this. I thought you didn't like this girl. And this kind of changed it for her. And I could see why as soon as I listened to it. And I think she knew that I had this bias kind of against R&B projects or albums. But I listened to it and I was just like, yeah, this is like, I could just throw this on all summer. Like I would just keep putting it on and it would just keep me chilled out, relaxed. It would just get me in the right vibe to get through that, a day at that place. And
boy.
Yeah. And yeah, so this is just a fucking such a well put together R&B album, or just album in general. Yeah, the instrumentation, the production, her singing, her vocals, her lyrics, every aspect of it, so well put together. The album cover encapsulates, like, it's simplistic, and the color kind of embodies the music for me. It all works as a big picture.
I agree.
Yeah, it's so good, man. So good.
It's
yeah,
man. Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad it resonated with you.
Yeah, man. The thing is, like, I don't find it a tremendously deep album, though.
No, it's
so this
not.
is what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I can hear the influences of soul. I do not get the feeling of it. I get, again, it's a lot more surface level stuff. You should be
right.
proud of, right? Like, it's sort of like the five senses stuff. Whereas it's an unfair comparison, right? But again, like when I'm talking about Royce, like there's all the surface level stuff, and then there's like, you know, like where do we go when we die, sort of stuff. Like I like to kind of go on that the sort of metaphysical journey as well, and you know, that kind of stuff. But this album isn't about that. It is a hugely proud and a brilliant piece of music. This is how you construct an album. It's brilliant.
100%. It's a very really human album.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
very
excellent.
Relatable. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, man. Boom.
boom.
I have been wrestling with what album to give you, and like, I don't know. Have you listened to Simple Things by 07 before?
No.
All right, I'll give you that.
You haven't given me 07 before, have you? Oh, that was one of your Monday motivation ones. That's why I know who they are. Okay.
Yeah, I put Licky Finale. That's one of the tracks off the album.
Okay.
What's
the album called?
It's called Simple Things.
Okay. Simple Thing.
Yeah.
I'll add it to the list. 07.
Either listen to it at night or early in the morning, like on a sunny morning.
Okay. I mean, I'll try and find the time when I'm awake in the morning.
Oh yeah, good point.
On a sunny morning.
Like, in all fairness though, yeah.
It does happen sometimes. It does happen.
We'll talk about it next week, but I hope that you enjoy it.
Sick. All right, cool. I'm looking forward to that. All right. Your time to shine, David.
As he takes his time. Thank you, listeners, for listening. If you're still with us after this episode, we, wish only blessings upon you. For new listeners, do you know what? I've forgotten how to do my only job. My only job.
Man.
Oh, mate. Look, basically, if you're still here, like, thanks so much. Like, we'll be back next week. And yeah, man. I guess we'll say goodbye.
Peace.
I think we got that one.
Wow, I actually tried to go in early.
Yeah, man, you went just straight in. It was great.
Sick.